What's this? Infect got a new toy? Hell yeah, back on my bullshit. Hello Miners, welcome back. I am back on my bullshit today playing my favorite archetype overall in Magic, Infect. It's got some huge upgrades with recent printings. Embiggen finally being on Magic Online for a little while now is printed in Infinity. It is the premier 1-mana pump spell now, since it gives a creature +1/+1 for each super type and subtype that it has. So a lot of the times Embiggen is going to be a +5/+5 for 1 mana, which is just absolutely insane. And then from Lord of the Rings, Legolas has quick reflexes, which has split second, which is super huge. For those who don't know what split second is, if you cast a spell with split second, your opponent cannot respond to it. They cannot put any kind of ability on the stack that they must activate. The only thing that can go on the stack above a split second spell is a triggered ability. So there's some cute lines where you can do stuff with like Punishing Fire and Grove of the Burn Willows to get around a split second card like Extirpate, but that's not super common, especially in Legacy where Extirpate doesn't really see play. But just some cute little niche interactions as far as that concerned. But the big thing about this is it's going to give your creature hexproof before your opponent can even respond to it. So you can play your creature out the turn before, the next turn, start off with a Legolas's quick reflexes. Your creature now has hexproof, and your opponent can't do anything about it. You are now safe to combo off in the face of removal. It also has some other cute text on it as well, where it untaps the creature it targets, and then whenever the creature gets tapped, it deals damage to another target creature equal to its power. So you can actually do some kind of cute things where you tap, say, like an Inkmoth Nexus, or whatever your attacker is. Untap with Legolas's quick reflexes, give it all of its pump spells, go into combat, it gets tapped when it's attacking, and then you can direct that damage at a blocker to get them out of the way if you're using an Inkmoth Nexus or a Glistener Elf, which can be blocked. It's not as relevant when it comes to Blighted Agent because you can't block that, but it is a cool little interaction that can be done. There's also this dream world that I've seen people talking about where it's like your opponent has a Dragon Rage Channeler, they're trying to go give it Delirium, you activate your Inkmoth Nexus with its own mana, cast Legolas's quick reflexes, untap your Inkmoth Nexus, tap your Inkmoth Nexus for mana. Since it's tapped, it now pings the Dragon Rage Channeler before it can get Delirium. I haven't seen that happen yet, but it's this Dream World scenario that I always hear people talking about. So we'll see if anything like that can come up while we're playing through here. But other than that, it's pretty stock. They pretty much just took out the lesser pump spells and protection spells. So like Legolas's quick reflexes pretty much took over Vines of Vastwood, and Embiggen took the place of stuff like Vines of Vastwood or stuff like Blossoming Defense, Become Immense, things like that. So it's kind of just swapping out some pump and protection spells for other pump and protection spells. Lorien Revealed is a new addition as well, but this is pretty much any low land count blue deck is playing this to find lands. Hell, even like 26 land control decks are playing this just because it's a draw 3 in the late game if you need it, or you can island cycle it to go find lands. It's extra shuffles off of your brainstorm if you don't have a fetch land, stuff like that. So pretty stock list outside of those new upgrades. One thing of note is there is no Dryad Arbor in this deck list. I'm iffy about it. I've been looking around, and it doesn't look like the Legacy version is really playing Dryad Arbor anymore. I think it's a necessary evil, personally, but this was a deck list that went pretty well in a challenge, so I'm going to give the creator the benefit of the doubt here and say that I will go without a Dryad Arbor. It also just feels awful, because with my luck, I always have Dryad Arbor in my opening hand, or I draw it. Moving on to the sideboard, it's a pretty stock Infect sideboard list. Force of Negation, specifically for combo decks. Surgical Extraction, Grafdigger's Cage for graveyard-based combo decks. In addition to Endurance, being able to get rid of the graveyard. Veil of Summer for discard decks. Also helps against the Storm combo deck so that they can't target you with the Tendrils the turn they try to go off. Dismember, basically just for removing problematic permanents or problematic creatures out of like Death and Taxes and stuff like that. Force of Vigor, hate on your artifact decks. So it's a pretty stock sideboard list, not a ton of innovation here. I wish Triumph of St. Catherine was on Magic Online. I've been seeing a bunch of Bant Infect deck lists that have been having that in the sideboard and have been putting up really good results, and I would absolutely love to try it out. It seems like it would be a fantastic card for grindy, like, control and mid-range matchups and stuff, but it's not on Magic Online yet, so I can't actually test it, but it'll be in the future. I definitely will come back to Infect and try that tech out once it actually becomes available on Magic Online. But anyways, that is Infect in a nutshell. We'll take it through a league, see how it does, see if Legolas's quick reflexes and Embiggen are enough to bring it back into the limelight, or if a meta that is incredibly hostile to X1s is still just too much for this deck to be able to hang with. So I'll catch y'all in the wrap-up. Alright, I'm back on my bullshit today. I don't hate this. We're up against Arkin. He's on any number of things. He typically likes to play either stompy initiative style decks or hardcore control style stuff. I think we're gonna keep this though. At least this is a good mix of lands and spells. This Lorien Revealed is another land. Hopefully he's not on anything too crazy, but we do have a Force of Will to defend ourselves if we need to. Alright, so today is a control deck of some sort. Well, actually, Preordained, I'm thinking this is Ponder. This might be like a Sneak and Show style deck. Or this could be one of his weird Eureka brews that he was playing before? Alright, topped both of them. Alright, let's see. Okay, I like Daze. We're just gonna pass. I can use another pump spell. We've got 2 Blighted Agents, so even if they counter the first one, we can go grab a second. We can Lorien Revealed here to go get another land. Oh, we've actually got a decent amount of counter magic here if we need it. Hey, look, it's a Lorien Revealed. Opponent got a Trop into a Ponder, so they're definitely on something combo-y. Alright, so we're gonna pretty much do the same thing and then drop a Blighted Agent. It sucks that we're getting rid of both of... Like, it sucks that we're getting rid of both of our shuffles for this Brainstorm. But it is what it is sort of thing. I need the land more. Go guarantee our second land drop. I don't know. I don't foresee Wasteland out of this deck. So I think we're safe there. Invigorate. Alright, so this is death over the course of 2 turns. And I've got 2 counterspells for backup. So I can daze whatever this first thing is. It doesn't really set me back. Okay, it resolved. Okay. City of Traders. Okay, so this is definitely a Eureka deck. Or a Show and Tell deck. Okay. Yeah, I think we checked the Blighted Agent. Alright, we survived 1 Show and Tell. They didn't have a counter spell, or they would have used it there, I think. So any daze? So what? We can Brainstorm, see what we hit. I think that's our best move here. Because we could hit another free counter, or we could hit or another free pump spell. We hit another free pump spell. Okay. We're going to save the Daze and the Embiggen. These are all instants. Alright. Like, I feel like they don't have counter magic here, but maybe I'm wrong. We do have the double Daze, though. Is this enough? So I got double Daze backup, so if they force, they can only pay for 1. There's a part of me that wants to daze this Brainstorm. I think we're going for it. We're going to daze the Brainstorm. Don't let them get the looks. And if they want to daze back, we'll just daze it again. And we got there. Got game 1. All right. So some kind of blue-green Sneak and Show deck of some sorts. We want to bring in the Force Negations. I feel like Veil, there's something to be said about Force of Vigor as well. I don't think they're going to have a ton of removal, so I feel like these Legolas's quick reflexes we can probably take out. I don't know about Sylvan Library in this matchup. It seems kind of slow, to be completely honest. If we were to do something like this, I don't know if he's going to be on like an Omni Show version where I want the Force of Vigors to try to take out an Omniscience, but I feel like if he's got an Omniscience in play, I'm kind of just fucked as it is. So let's bring in this pile of 5. I just try that. Okay, what do we got here? We're gonna keep this. We've got the Force of Negation to protect ourselves. And then we got Noble Hierarch into Inkmoth Nexus. I mean, there's always a world where he kept a hand with multiple counterspells to back this shit up. But we're gonna go ahead, drop this, and then just hope that these forces can protect us while we get through this Inkmoth Nexus. Maybe I should have played the Tropical Island there, now that I think about it, because I could have left up a hardcast Force Negation next turn. But we'll see. We'll see if that comes back to bite me in the ass or not. Alright, missing land drops. I like that. Alright, so we've got hardcast Daze and pitchcast Force of Negation. I'm not going to get in yet. I don't think it's worth it. Alright, opponent is just brainstorming. Trying to draw through their brainstorm lock. They do get to see 1 card deeper with that, and they still didn't hit a land. Okay. Another Inkmoth Nexus. We're gonna play that. We're gonna just chip in. I'm not going to cast the Embiggen yet. Yeah, because this allows me to hard cast the Daze without picking up a land. And I can still pitch cast the Force of Negation if I need to. Okay, they found their shuffle effect, but it's interesting they're doing it in their upkeep. Well, I guess it makes sense if they only had 1 land. They don't want to pop this Lotus Petal. A soul land is interesting. No, still just a basic island. Okay. So this is 7 damage with Embiggen. Or no, 6 damage with Embiggen. Into a Force of Will. Okay. So, I have so much defense here. Yeah, I think we're gonna go 1 more turn. We can't win this turn anyways. So let's go ahead and get in. We have hard cast. Yeah, we have just so much counter magic that they're dead next turn. Because we have hard cast Force Negation, bounce cast Daze, pitch cast Force of Negation, or Force of Will. So we have so much defense here, we should be able to just get this. Alright, so here's where the battle happens. We're gonna start off... whoops, hold on. Cast. Hard cast, Force of Negation. Alright, casting a Flusterstorm. So we're going to let Flusterstorm resolve. This allows us to try to daze the show and tell now. Alright, let's see if 3 counterspells is enough to get through this. Yes, okay. And on top of all of this, we've still got Force of Will to be able to force through our kill here. Alright, let's go. Do we get it? Do we get the 2-0 against Arkin? So far, yes. Hey, we got there. Holy shit, on the board already. Back to my old bullshit. Alright, let's go. Woo! On to the next one. Alright, round 2. Won the die roll. I like that. Up against Bio Dwarf. This is an auto ship. No lands. This is a ship as we have no creature and no way to find one, even though we've got Force of Will. Opponent's keeping on 7, which is kind of terrifying. I really want to keep this because we got the defense for stuff, but we don't have an Infector and we have no way to find one. But we can't go lower than 4, right? Opponent kept on 7. I hate to do it, but I think we keep this, put the pump spells back, and pray to the magic gods that we get there. The one thing I hate about this deck is mulliganing with it is a bitch. But we'll see. May the magic gods smile upon us and find us an Infector quickly. Alright, so this... Delver, maybe? Yes. I think this is worth dazing, honestly. As much as I hate to do it, I think it's worth it. I just can't let them get an engine down and something to block. This makes me think they have a counter spell if they aren't just auto-yielding to this. Okay, it actually countered it. Okay, I'm actually super surprised about that, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, give me a draw spell. Brainstorm would be nice. Glistener Elf, interesting. So it comes down to, do I want to run this elf out now and open it up? I don't think I can. I think I got to attack. I cannot open this Glistener Elf up to a removal spell at the moment. Because I feel like that's going to be the majority of what this match is going to be about here, is making sure that this elf is protected. Alright, another land. Opponent's just passing, so it looks like they kept a threat light hand, which makes me happy I didn't run out this Glistener Elf yet. Invigorate. Interesting. That can protect a Glistener Elf. So I think we're going to run it out now. I don't want to use an Invigorate to protect it right off the bat, but... Alright. Alright, so if I attack with the Noble, it's obvious I only either have 1 or 0 protection spells. So I'm going to hold the Noble Hierarch back to try to bluff a little bit. Alright, so they do have a Lightning Bolt. We are going to go ahead and try to protect it. If this gets another removal spell out of their hand, awesome. If not, oh well. So I very much feel like this might come down to an attrition war. Okay, so we got 3 cards out of their hand for our 1. Which I'm kind of okay with at the moment. Alright, they didn't have a follow-up removal spell. Wasteland's annoying, but not the end of the world. That makes sense. If they can just Murktide here, that does kind of suck. Alright, so it's going to be Teamer Delver. Ah, fuck, it is a Murktide. Okay. So now I'm kind of on, whatchamacallit, Blighted Agent or Bust here. Delver. Yeah, I think this one's over now, unfortunately. We just didn't have enough resources. Mulling to 5 right off the bat kind of sucked. Luckily, we're relatively isolated from Wasteland at the moment, like... Alright, they swack in. I mean, there's still a world where they have 0 interaction and I get perfect top decks and can sneak this out, but they're Delver, so the chances of that are slim to none. Unfortunately, I also... This is one way to try to get it in there. I can pay for a daze. I'm assuming this is the Druid thingy. Yes. Seek the Beast. What did they find? Wasteland and Dragon Rage Channeler. So neither one of those are a counter. So it looks like they were looking for a counter to stop this from hitting the battlefield. So this will definitely help in terms of trying to set up the top of the deck. But I'm also still in a very precarious situation here. Especially because if they play this, it increases their clock even more. So there's a possibility that they're just flooding out here, but I still think the Sylvan Library is like a turn too short. And I can only afford to take 1 card off the top of my library if they don't just have Lightning Bolts. Oh, it's until your next. I don't know why I thought it was until that end step, not until your next end step. Okay, so the Dragon's Rage Channeler definitely makes a, what? 4-color Delver. What? Oh. Okay, yeah, we're just dead. Okay, I was not anticipating 4-color Delver. That very much threw me for a loop. Okay. Well, now we know. We also mulled like shit there. So this pile over here is what I'm thinking. Probably do the same thing we did last time. take out the Force of Wills, take out the Lorien Revealed. Legolas's quick reflexes are going to be key here. There's something to be said about maybe Dismember. Endurance to stop the Murktide region from coming down. Veil to stop Bowmaster encounters. Let's try that. Alright, let's now mulligan to Oblivion. Alright. I think we're going to keep this. It's a little wonky, and it's a little risky with the Blighted Agent, but we're going to hope that this Brainstorm can do some shit for us. Because we have an Infector. We would like another land into a Veil of Summer. They kept 7, though, so that's concerning. We are going to go ahead and end of turn Brainstorm here. I would have hated if our opponent counters this. Like, that'd actually be completely fine with me. It looks like they're considering it. No. Ooh, okay, there's the Veil. I like that. Do we need the redundant Embiggen? I don't think so. Let's draw the Endurance. That way we have a backup if we need it. Because we have something we can clear the graveyard with if we need to, but they haven't had to clear the graveyard yet. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and fetch and then Brainstorm and hope that we hit another land to be able to get Blighted Agent down, protect it with Veil of Summer. I really don't want to have to use my pump spells to protect it if I don't have to, but I will if I need to. Alright, so there is a very real possibility of Orcish Bowmasters here, which is why we're going to fire off this Brainstorm before we ever bother trying to do anything else here. We're also kind of all in at this point. Like, Wasteland is whatever. See if we can bait this Bowmasters out, because we'll take the ping damage if they got one. Because we don't care about the blockers because of Blighted Agent. We're mostly just looking for a third land here. Alright, we're getting some action. If this is black mana, this is 100% a Bowmaster coming out right now. Which again, I'd rather get it out now with this Brainstorm. Okay, yeah, this is a Bowmaster. Which, again, I'm totally fine with the Bowmaster coming down now versus later. Because now they can't use the Bowmaster as a removal spell for the Blighted Agent. Yep, this is fine. We're going to take a Schwack, but that's totally fine. Okay, so we hit the lands. Maybe we just put back both of the lands, honestly, for now. Okay, yeah, we're just going to do that. We'll take our Schwack here. Like I said, I'd rather it happen now. Alright. Also, the fact that we're drawing another land, we theoretically have lethal next turn. Because we can get Blighted Agent in for 9 damage, and then the Ink Moth is the final point of damage there, depending on what happens. Okay, Wasteland stops that route. Going back and forth on this bolt like a bajillion times. Alright, they're brainstorming. Trying to find an answer. I wouldn't mind firing off this Veil right now if I need to, just to draw through that other land, so that I'm drawing something live next turn. Okay. Okay. That's actually super fine. Because I'm actually kind of okay to go ahead and fire off this Veil now. Just to help draw through the cards a little faster. There really is something to be said about cycling this Veil now, just to get the land out of the way, so there's a possibility that I draw something to be able to kill with next turn. Yeah, I think it's worth it. Like, this is a huge risk, because I don't know what the next card is going to be, but this gets the land off the top of my library so that I'm drawing live. Yeah, you can ping me for another one, that's fine. This is at 5, so the ping doesn't kill me. Just pinging his Orc Army. I'm surprised he didn't... Oh, I guess he couldn't ping me, because I have protection from black anyways. Never mind. Berserk off the top? Okay, another Veil of Summer. I actually like that a lot. That Orc Army is a clock, is the problem. I mean, in theory, we can flash in this Endurance to chump block if I need to. There's also a world where I go ahead and just flash this Endurance now to get rid of the graveyard so they can't get a Murktide, but I don't think that's the correct option. I need to be able to hold up this Embiggen to protect the Blighted Agent if need be, but I very much need to get some sort of counterspell, or not counterspell, pump spell, because any of my pump spells at this point is lethal. Chose not to shuffle. Pyroblast. So that's just straight destroy. That is unfortunate. Okay. We don't really have a choice there. We'll just let it go. We'll flash in this Endurance, try to wipe out their graveyard. Okay, now we can try to flash in Endurance, eat the Bowmaster. Assuming this doesn't need a counter. Okay, it doesn't need a counter. Get rid of your graveyard. There's also a world where I can pump the Endurance to block this. Is that... Well, I can't do it this turn, so I guess it really doesn't matter. So I'm blocking the Bowmaster regardless. If they have a Bolt, this thing just... Well, no, I can daze the Bolt. Take 5. Next turn, if I absolutely have to, I can pump the Endurance to be able to take out the Orc. Like, if they try to Bolt here, I'm snap dazing. Dragon Rage Channeler. Do I care about that? Not really, no. It's some card filtering, but Endurance just eats it in combat regardless. Alright, so we're probably going to try to do the line that I just said and pump the Endurance to eat the Orc army. Depending on what our opponent does here. Alright, they're going to get their shit on. If they turn on their Dragon Rage Channeler, we'll just eat that instead. Take our hit from the Orc army, try to block it next turn. But apparently liked whatever they had on top, because they left it. In this case, we will do the move I talked about. Because this should get +3. Because, well, yeah, it's creature, elemental. They're attacking with a Dragon Rage Channeler. That's interesting. Alright, they're seeing what we're drawing here. Okay, that goes into exile, unless they're going to mill something else. Alright, so that is turned on now. I think we're going to go ahead and take our 3. They hit a Bolt and a Murktide. We'll eat the Dragon Rage Channeler. I don't particularly like this, because we can daze the Lightning Bolt, but I'm concerned about this Murktide Regent. Well, I guess they... Actually, never mind, they can't. Because they can't cast that this turn. They're bolting that. We'll let them surveil. Then we're going to daze the Bolt. They can't cast this. We should be able to pull the Embiggen trick on this next turn. Maybe there's something to be said. I should have stuck with my original plan here. I was forgetting they can't actually cast this Murktide Regent this turn. We're gonna hard cast this. Okay. Dragon Rage Channeler's gone. We theoretically have a way to deal with this thing next turn, but then they're gonna be able to play a questing druid dude. We're still in a very precarious situation. Okay, Wasteland, whatever. You want to take out one of my lands now? I'm okay with that. Alright, they do get to draw another card. Murktide is just gone. Blighted Agent is interesting. Alright, so we might just say fuck it, chump block, and hope for the best. Because there's something to be said about not even trying to save this Endurance and just chump block and go for the win. Because we're back in a position where literally any pump spell gets us there with this. Seeking the Beast. Force it. Okay, hit 2 counters. Those are just dead at the moment. Alright, Unholy Heat. They have Delirium. Deals 6 damage. So, since they can't do anything, we actually are going to do this. Because this is going to save this, allow it to block this, and trade. Because it's going to get a +3/+3 now. And then they're empty-handed. Okay, we might be back in this. This has been a very, very precarious match. They do have 2 creatures in reserve, though. So they're going to play their Druid. Luckily, the Druid's only going to be a 2/2 as of next turn. Because they're not going to attack with the Orc Army, which is fine. Unless they just want to clear the Endurance to try to get a blocker out of the way. But I feel like that would be a mistake. I still need just some absolutely ridiculous top decks to get out of this. Endurance is interesting, actually. That's actually super interesting. I mean, we're not blocking with this Blighted Agent, so... Because this allows us... We'll take a minimum of 2. So, like, a Lightning Bolt and we're just dead. Straight up. Ah, shit, I should've... Alright, so I might have punted here. The problem is... Okay, so if I do this now... This shuts down the possibility of a Murktide Regent. Yeah, I've kind of fucked that up a little bit. I know this tricks them into not attacking with the Orc Army. I was trying to do this. I should have done this in their upkeep so that they couldn't see a Murktide Regent. But I didn't get punished for it, so I'll take it. This is also going to disincentivize them from attacking. Unless they want to try to just push through the 2 damage from the first Questing Druid. Oh, never mind. Oops, I'm an idiot. I forgot Questing Druid doesn't trigger itself. Ponder does, though. So this is going to give them 3 looks to find a Bolt. Chooses not to shuffle. That's terrifying. Okay, they're just cantripping into cantrips to try to grow the Questing Druids. Depending on what they do here, I might just fire off this Veil of Summer to draw through another card to hopefully have 2 pump spells for this Blighted Agent. Another chooses not to shuffle. Into another Brainstorm. Okay, so I don't think there's any combination of anything that can actually, like, prevent this. So yeah, I need to do this now. Fire off this Veil of Summer. And basically, I need to draw back-to-back pump spells off of this. That doesn't do it. So now I have to double chump block, and then I think it's basically Brainstorm into 2 pump spells is the only thing that gets me out of this. How many Brainstorms do I have left? I have 2. I have 2 Brainstorms and 6 pump spells. So, like, the odds aren't good. But there is a world where this happens. So, I mean, we chump block. There's nothing I can do. Pray to the magic gods that I hit a Brainstorm and a double pump spell. Into a Windswept Teeth. Womp. Ah. So close. So close. Man, that was hard fought. That was a lot closer than I thought it was going to be, considering how on the back foot I was the whole time. But, alright, on to the next round. Okay, on the play here, round 3, I believe this player either normally plays Mono Black or Doomsday. I think we're going to keep this. We're going to give away the answer of what we're doing real fucking quick here. And just hope that they don't have a Wasteland. Because this is a turn 3, or if I draw another Invigorate, it's a turn 2. Playing a Naked Inkmoth at Nexus feels real fucking bad, but it is what it is. Okay. Dodge the Wasteland. Oh, they are on Delver. Interesting. Okay. So, Wasteland is very much still a possibility. They've got 4 of them. They just didn't have one on turn 1. But I'm assuming they're going to be digging very aggressively for 1. The nice part is we got damage-based removal kind of covered here. So, but this is going to be another one where this is going to be very, very rough. This is a traditionally very bad matchup. Those Legolas' quick reflexes would be real nice in this matchup. Alright, finally decided to ban a Delver. And they were probably thinking maybe they could get Delirium faster off of it? I don't know, we'll see. They are 2 card types away from being able to block with this Dragon Rage Channeler. Hey, it's a Legolas' Quick Reflexes. I think that means we just fucking go for it next turn. This also has some really funny interactions with Dragon's Rage Channeler. And this actually allows me to go ahead and activate Inkmoth Nexus with itself. Alright, so this is going to be 3 types in the graveyard. If this turns on Dragon Rage Channeler, then they can't block with it, and I'm actually kind of okay with that. I'm also willing to lose these to counter spells. Because, I mean, they're basically free cards, and they're going to have to expend multiple. They like whatever they saw on top. Alright, let's see what they're doing. I'm assuming they're... Okay, they dug for the Wasteland, so this is actually going to be super funny. Alright, well, we're going to see Legolas' Quick Reflexes in play. This is also going to shrink the Dragon Rage Channeler. Okay. Because it deals damage, so it's going to get a -1/-1 counter. I could have killed the Dragon Rage Channeler there if I wanted to with an Invigorate, but I don't think it was worth it. I think we're better off still trying to pop off next turn with an Invigorate. If we can get other forms of damage spells. So since they're tapped out, I'm going to get this in now while I can. I can pay for a daze. They can't block with this Dragon Rage Channeler. Wish I had 1 more point of damage here, but I'm also going to hold back on this other Invigorate. We are shields down to another Wasteland is the problem. They are 1 land away, or 1 card in the graveyard away from being able to Murktide Regent to hold back a blocker. Another Dragon Rage Channeler can't attack this turn, so they could theoretically block with that. A fetch land allows them to Murktide Regent. Alright, another Dragon Rage Channeler, so that is mildly problematic, because that is a blocker. It also is a lot of looks to start feeling through their deck to find more outs, but it doesn't look like they have any at the moment. Noble Hierarch's interesting. We're gonna go ahead and run it out because we're not doing anything anyways. We want to get them to attack with the Dragon's Rage Channelers. I feel like if they had a Murktide Regent, they would have played it last turn, but maybe I'm wrong. Alright, thin in the deck. I'm guessing this means they're looking for a Murktide? I don't know, though. Because these have to attack now. Jesus Christ. All of the fucking Dragon Rage Channelers. Holy shit. So I'm not dead next turn. I'm close, but I'm not dead yet. A Berserk would be nice. Force of Will. Funny part is I can now hard cast a Force of Will. So we're gonna go ahead and pass the turn. Hope that they don't have another fucking blocker of some sort. Because this puts me, that's 8, puts me to 3. I am dead to a Lightning Bolt. They're just attacking in. Or I can try to Force of Will. Go to 1 to do it. Alright, opponent's just passing the turn, so they're giving me an opportunity to get out of this. Okay, let these resolve. They put 3 into the yard. Alright, we hardcast a Force of Will, and kind of just hope for the best here. I need an untapped land. Alright, and we're just dead anyways. Womp, good try. Alright, so just doing the same thing we did last time. It's Delver, bringing Endurances, bringing Veils. That was super, super close. Yeah, they just had Dragon Rage Channeler Tron. It happens, but we'll run it back. Do the same thing we did last time. Alright, this would be great if I had any mana whatsoever, but I don't. Do I trust the Magic Gods to draw green mana? You know what? we're going to give it a shot. We are going to trust that we're going to draw green mana. We're going to put the Berserk back. And we are going to just absolutely eat it to a Wasteland into I don't draw any mana the rest of the game. It's just has such high upside, I'm willing to take the risk. Okay. Turn 1 Dragon Ray Channeler, okay. Give me green mana deck. Alright, give me that green mana. Never didn't have it. So, at a certain point, I think the correct answer is just try to... Oh! They have counterbalance. Okay. So, I think the answer here is just try to... Oh, wow, they wanted that in the graveyard? They didn't want a 1-drop on top. So, yeah, at a certain point, I think we just try to overwhelm our opponent here. I think we're going to go ahead and cast Glistener Elf first to see if it resolves. Okay, I don't hate Daze. Or I can just try to start chipping away with the Inkmoth Nexus, which might be a better option here, actually. Yeah, I think we're going to go ahead and just start getting in with Inkmoth Nexus. They have a million 1-drops, which I'm mildly concerned about. I was not expecting a counterbalance at all. It sucks that they're Grixis. Yeah, we're not going to try to Embiggen this one. And we're going to see what their top card is. What are they drawing? Underground Sea. Okay. So yeah, we're at a point where we're basically just trying to overwhelm their defenses. Okay, opponent's trying to set something up on the top of the deck. I'm not sure what they actively want to put on top. Okay, they banned Murktide. I like that. Alright, plays the Underground Sea that we know about. This is screaming that they're holding up a, whatchamacallit? God, why am I blanking on the name here? Orcish Bowmasters. But we are going to fall for it. So let's see. This puts it up to 2. This has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is going to be +7? Or this actually... No, this would put them to 9. So they're not dead with this yet. Okay. So we are going to see what the top card of their library is. Alright, let's see what they reveal. Is it a 2-drop? No, chooses not to use Counterbalance's ability. So that makes me think it's a 1-drop. Alright, so we took care of the Bowmaster problem. Since it's not a 2-drop, we're going to go ahead and play Blighted Agent. And yeah, we're just at the point of trying to overwhelm the opponent. Any one of our cards is now lethal. So if I just swing out, they got to figure out how to deal with everything that's on board. A 1-drop does make things complicated, but it's not the end of the world. Alright, opponent's pondering. Put a Delver in the yard, so they're on the I need to find a way out of this plan. An Invigorate off the top would be the absolute best right now. I feel like the smart thing is for them to set it up so that there's a 1-drop on top. Alright, chooses not to shuffle. We'll see what they put on top. Dropping a Delver, okay. Has to attack. I'm guessing that means there's probably... Oh, they did a second main, okay. I think we still just press our advantage here. Like, let's get in. Get the Exalted trigger. I guarantee you it's a 1-drop on top. I would be extremely surprised if it's not. Okay, so what do they think we have here? Unfortunately, this puts a triggered ability on the stack, but we get to see what it is. Okay, so it is a Ponder. But we will have 2 lethal flyers next turn. Assuming they don't put another 1-drop on top. That is the one bad thing about this. Even though it's split second, Counterbalance is a triggered ability. Alright, so we see the Ponder. The question becomes is, are they going to put another 1-drop back on top? Again, that'd probably be the smart thing. But they can only hold back 1 flyer. Alright, opponent finally decided they wanted a Ponder. Put a Daze in the yard. So any number of these is theoretically lethal. If they don't shuffle, I'm assuming that means they're putting a, whatchamacallit on top. 1-drop. So, like, an Invigorate would be the absolute best thing I could draw here. Chooses not to shuffle. That's not good. Unless there was just something they wanted to draw that they liked there. Yeah, passing it in with Insectile Aberration. Alright. Let's see what we get here. Okay, I like Endurance, actually. That's not bad at all. We're just gonna get in, see what they do here. See if they're willing to trade this Insectile Aberration. Wait, there's no... Okay, they're willing to trade it. I'm A-okay with that. And then, in their upkeep, I'm gonna flash in this Endurance so that they can't Murktide Regent. Because I'm actually gonna do this properly this time. See if we get to see what's on the top of their library. I highly doubt it's a 3-drop. It is not. Okay. Now, unless they have a Bolt, I'm eating their Dragon Rage Channeler as well. This stops a Murktide Regent from coming in. Oh yeah, it turned out Dragon Rage Channeler. Right, okay. I mean, we're still kind of just playing the, see what happens game here. I'm gonna sandbag this land for right now, make him think that I might have something else. Opponent only has 2 cards in hand. And I am just slowly winning the damage race here. Lightning Bolt on the Inkmoth Nexus. I think this is worth saving it if I can. They put something on top of their library. Alright, we're gonna say, is it a 1-drop or is it like a Wasteland? Alright, it's a 1-drop. Alright. This counterbalance is annoying as fuck. I'm not gonna lie. That allows them to search for a Wasteland now. If they find a Wasteland, then my Inkmoth Nexus is fucked. Alright, they like whatever they saw off the Ponder. Alright, so it wasn't a Wasteland, so it was either a removal spell or a 1-drop. Alright, let's see. Is it a 1-drop? So many fucking Ponders. How many more removal spells do they have is the question. Like, it feels bad doing this because now I'm just naked to a removal spell. Like, they don't know that? Ugh. So now we're in for the long slog is the problem. I need to find an Infector. Definitely was not expecting counterbalance, I'm not gonna lie. And this thing has just been the fucking bane of my existence now. And they're slowly being able to build back up to like a Murktide Regent or something. This looks like a baby Murk. Okay, no, it's the Ponder we know about. Throw a Daze into the yard. I might start just getting in with this Endurance if they don't do anything else. Like, at a certain point, we need to just kill them, and I can't hold this Endurance back forever. Again, chose not to shuffle. Into another Dragon Rage Channeler. Oh, is this Dragon Rage Channeler into Murktide? Oh, no, it's Dismember on Endurance. Okay. Well, that's not good. Another Endurance off the top would actually be nice. Endurance? Berserk. That doesn't do it. I think I have 1 draw step to find an Endurance, and then I'm just dead. These Delver matchups have been super, super close. Like, way closer than I honestly would expect. Alright, so basically, I need an Endurance off of the top or I'm dead. That is an Endurance. We are going to see what happens and hope that they don't have a Force of Will. Alright, they're going to combat, and we're just hoping this isn't a Force of Will. Like, we can get through soft permission. If this is a force of will or a lightning bolt, I'm dead. Well, no, actually, if it's just a force of will, I'm dead. Oh, so close. It's exactly what they needed. Damn. These Devler matchups are so fucking rough. Oh well, on to the next one. That was super, super close. Alright, this would be great if I had mana, but there's no mana, so I have to ship it. Okay, we can definitely keep this. I think we put the redundant blighted agent to the bottom. Yeah. Let's do that. We'll see what our opponent's doing to see how we want to play turn 1. Red something. Okay, it's Painter. Interesting. Alright. So lightning bolts are a thing I'm gonna have to watch out for. Invigorate, Embiggen. I think, like, if we're gonna lose to a Blood Moon, we're gonna lose to a fucking Blood Moon. Like, see how much they want to leave this fucking Goblin Welder back out on defense. We do have a Force of Will. Worst case scenario, we also could pitch Force of Will or Blighted Agent to Force of Will, keep the Ponder, try to find something. Because we are a Berserk away from just winning here. Alright, they didn't have Spirit Guide into fucking whatchamacallit, so... Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Is this good enough to counter? Honestly, yes. I don't want them digging for shit. This does open me up to Spirit Guide right out of Model Blast, but... Because unfortunately, I think I am all in on this fucking Glistener Elf at this point. Opponent is debating if they want to attack. They decided against it. Good call, opponent. Like I said, I'm just an Invigorate away from winning. Or not an Invigorate, a Berserk away from winning here. Okay, so I still think I need to Ponder first, because I need a land. Do they have... Okay. Ew. That's fucking gross. Alright, well, we're going in this order. Actually, do I shuffle? I think I gotta shuffle and hope for a land. Okay, hit an Invigorate. I think we are gonna crash in here. See if they block, because if I can get this Goblin Welder off the battlefield, I'm actually pretty okay with that. Okay. This gets the Welder off the battlefield, so they can't do Welder shenanigans. Alright, I still need a land. They have all the lands in the fucking world. Are they trying again? Yeah, they just had another Fable. Okay. That unfortunately lets them dig. I'm still a Berserk away from, like, basically just winning here. And a Grindstone. Okay. Alright, there's the land that I wanted. I think I still do this. I'm gonna give them a shot to be able to dig. But I'm still basically just a... Like, life in this match doesn't matter. I'm basically one spell away from being able to just kill them. And I want to keep the way clear if possible. That being said, if they find the Painter Servant, I'm just dead. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Oh, fuck. They didn't... Is this the Servant? God damn it. Fuck. Okay. They just had it. Alright. Alright, so for this, I want... Endurances, Force of Vigors in... Dismembers in... I don't think I want Sylvan Library. I don't think the Legolas's Reflexes are going to be super relevant here. And they have so much mana, I don't think the Dazes are particularly relevant either. I think I'd rather have more hard counters. Try something like that. Yeah, let's try that. Okay. I'm relying hard as fuck on this Brainstorm. And I have no defense for anything too crazy. I think we're gonna keep it. Opponent's mulliganing. Like, this is... we are gonna play around a Blood Moon. Gonna go grab a basic, play the Noble Hierarch, so that I can play around a Blood Moon. And hope they don't miraculously somehow have a turn 1 off of 6 cards. Because this is like, draw an Infector, they're dead. Okay, just a Goblin Welder, that's fine. I don't actually care about that. It's a Lorien revealed. So I do actually have a shuffle if this is bad. I like Force of Vigor. Put back land. I don't think either of these actually particularly matter. So let's put those back. Shuffle. I can brainstorm again and shuffle again. Because I'm just looking for an Infect right here. That is an Infect threat. Put back. Put back. I already played Lamp Return. I probably should have held on to that Lorien Reveal now that I think about it. But okay. So we're 2 turns away. I have a Force of Vigor to be able to fuck shit up. I have no artifacts in the graveyard, so they can't pull the, like, swap my Ink Moth at... swap my Ink Moth Nexus out mid-combat bullshit. Sure, get in. Get your 1 point of damage in. That's totally fine. Alright. I also have the ability to just flash in Endurance if I need to here. So the next card's a Lorien revealed. Alright, this is not the newly controlled one. This is, yes. Alright, so I mean, we're going for the kill. We have another one next turn if we need it. Do you have a Lightning Bolt? No. Kill ya? Unless you have some random artifact removal that I'm not aware of? No. Okay, cool. We got there. Woo! I think we probably just run it back. There's a part of me that wants to bring in another Force of Negation, being on the draw. But I honestly don't know what I would cut for it anyways. So I think, I mean, I could cut a Lorien Revealed for another Force of Negation. To try to just prevent anything too stupid from coming in. I don't hate that. I'm tempted to bring the Dazes back in on the draw, but I don't think so. Yeah, let's try that. So this is a hell of a defensive hand, but I'm relying really heavily on this Brainstorm at the same time. But I do have everything I need if I can find an Infector. I think we're going to keep this, actually. It looks weird, but we're keeping it. We are going to go ahead and Force of Negation that right off the bat. And we're going to get it out of their graveyard so they can't do anything with it. Okay, Inkmoth Nexus is very good. I like that a lot. Do I want to Brainstorm or do I want to Inkmoth? I think I want to get Inkmoth down. Because I want to start getting in for damage if I can. I have another Force of Will for backup, which is good. Okay. White, white, red? Magus of the Moon. Nope, that's gotta die too. Okay, unfortunately, I am very low on resources now. But our opponent has also spent a shitload of their own resources. And I don't hate Lorien Revealed. Opponent just says GG. We are going to go ahead and play around. Opponent gave us an early GG, so I don't know if that means they think they have it here, or they think that we just, like, wrecked them. Alright, I'm assuming they think we, like, just absolutely wrecked them here. Okay, I don't hate that at all. We have a very fucking slow clock here, but I need some pump spells before they get out of this. But it looks like... Alright, there's a Blighted Agent. Do I want to take a turn off to play that? Yeah, I think this is worth the 1 turn off to play Blighted Agent. Alright, they Pyroblasted that. That's fine. They got a counter out of their hand. Okay, Urza Saga is a thing, but they can't make constructs with it yet. Okay, Goblin Welder's fine. I can shuffle their graveyard back in if I need to. I'm still just like an Invigorate away from winning here. So I might actually cycle this Lorien Revealed. Phyrexian Dragon Engine. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm going to shuffle and grab a land, so if I draw another... If I draw a pump spell that requires mana, I can win. As much as I'd love to hold on to it, I think this is the correct option here. Because this allows me to win if I draw a card that is a 1 mana pump spell. Okay. Get the blocks. And go for the kill. And we got there. Alright, we took down Painter. I like it. Nice. On to the next one. Alright, so this is a very good defensive hand. I've got a Brainstorm to try to find an Infector. But this does commit the cardinal sin of not having an Infector in hand. I also have 0 shuffle effects. Opponent's beginning on 7. We can go to 6. This is a worse 6. Go to 5. We keep this. Put back land. Put back Embiggen. And we're banking on this Brainstorm and our opponent having a slow deck. Swamp. Opponent does not have a slow deck. Okay, well, there goes Blighted Agent. Unless they decide to take Brainstorm and they have something else to do, like... They took the Brainstorm. Do they have a Grief? Or do they just have another discard spell? Into an Invigorate. Alright. I guess we're going to see what they do here. They've either got removal or they've got another discard spell for this Blighted Agent. Wasteland. Okay. Interesting. I'm going to go ahead and keep this in hand because I'm reading a removal spell from our opponent here. Yes, I'm very much reading a removal spell from our opponent here. So I would like to have some kind of protection for this. Because Fatal Push just fucking wrecks me here. If it's just like a Bowmasters, I got that covered. I'm also very scared of this being like an opposition agent. Well, I'm at least going to get one of these fetches out of the way. Dark Ritual. Oh, it's Reanimate. Some form of Reanimator, apparently. For a Gristlebrand. Okay, I mean, there's a very high possibility we're dead now, but at least we kind of know what our opponent's doing. Apparently, I probably should have gone for it. Luckily, we have a lot of hate for Reanimator. And they can activate Gristlebrand again if they need to. This is an interesting build. I'm curious what else they have here. I very much misread what the opponent was doing. At this point, I'm kind of just seeing what the rest of their deck is. There is a world where I can, like, cheese them out here. But it's very, very low. I'm assuming this is chuck a Archon. I am going to go ahead and just shuffle my deck and thin it out. Because I'm assuming this is an Archon and they have a way to get it back. No, it's a Swamp. What the fuck? Why would our opponent not have dug deeper? I'm very confused by what our opponent's doing. A Lorien revealed. Well, I guess we're gonna see what they got, because I really don't have a choice outside of this, and hope that they just, like, somehow miraculously whiff on everything they have. Or they're just, like, playing super conservatively somehow. I don't know. Our opponent has made some very interesting choices here. Flashing back a Faithless Looting. Alright, there's an Atraxa and an Archon. Okay. So we're just going to see more of their deck here. Is basically what it's going to come down to. I'm sure they have a reanimation spell for the Archon. Yep, okay. Yeah, we're just going to see more of their deck. Actually... Yeah, at this point, we're just going to go ahead and scoop it up. We're done. I have so much hate post-board that it's worth just going to the next match. Like, I'm really hoping with what I have post-board that they basically just can't do shit. Like, we've got this. We have this entire pile of shit here. We can take that out. Legolas's Quick Reflexes can come out. I don't want to take out blue cards since I'm bringing some in, but I could take out the 2 Lorien revealed, bring in the Forces, and I stay at the same blue count, but I almost would rather go up blue cards. There's also a part of me that wants to just bring in Veils too, because Veil's extremely good here. Like, I almost actually want to trim down on some of these pump spells too, but I know that's incorrect. Maybe trim a... Do I want to trim Hierarchs? Is that the correct answer here? I feel like this really isn't going to be Hierarchs matter here. Take out that 7, bring in this pile. Yeah, let's fucking try it. Opponent could also be changing on to the Show and Tell plan, but we've got so many Forces, I think we're good. Yeah, we keep the ever-loving fuck out of this. This has them covered in so... What? The only explanation I have for this is our opponent thinks that we are on Become Immense, which has not been in these deck lists basically since Embiggen became a thing. And I have multiple layers of defenses now. Because I got Force of Will to stop anything too crazy also. Go ahead, Faithless Looting, that's fine. I would very much like to be able to cast this Brainstorm. Okay, opponent binned 2 Reanimates. So, it doesn't look like they have an answer for this yet. Okay, lands are very good. I think I'm going to go ahead and wait. Do I want to just get in and kill him yet? No, I think we're just going to go ahead and pass. I have the Brainstorm end of their turn to be able to dig for something if I need to, but I don't want to lose the guaranteed blue card either. Well, that's unfortunate. Okay. Weird seeing Wasteland in a Reanimator deck. Okay, so now we're digging for an Infector. That's an Infector, okay. Put back, put back. That gives me everything I need here. Okay. I have the blue card I need. I can go ahead and Brainstorm again if I need to, but I've got a blue card to be able to pitch to Force of Will. I've got green card to be able to pitch to Endurance if I need it. I know I'm getting a fetch land off the top. So I can actually go ahead and just play the fetch. There's no point in firing off this Invigorate yet. And I'm back in the same position where, like, I can hold up Force of Will if I need to, and then end of turn, I can Brainstorm? Do they have an answer to the Gravedigger's Cage? Possibly? They're acting like they have an answer to Gravedigger's Cage. Four mana for a Grief. Okay, we'll let that happen. Gonna brainstorm. I actually probably should have countered that now that I think about it. I'm an idiot. But we can kill it, so it's kind of a whatever sort of situation. Let's put back Endurance and Invigorate. Alright, they take the Brainstorm, which is totally reasonable. We're gonna draw the Invigorate. We're gonna pass the turn. I probably should have countered that, but whatever. Live and learn, right? Dothy Voidwalker. Do I care about that? No, it can't block, so I'm still in the position where basically I need a Berserk. Oh, they're just gonna get in? That's totally fine. Now I just need another Pump Spell. Because the Dothy Voidwalker can't block, so... Pump Spell? Oh no, I knew I was wrong on the Endurance. Right. I'm an idiot. It's fine. I knew about the Endurance. Okay, go ahead. Okay, so he's only getting it with that. He realized that he can't block with it. That's totally fine. I am going to go ahead and flash in this Endurance, just so I have another theoretical blocker for Grief, if I need to. This also is another attacker for Grief. We're just going to shuffle all that shit back in. I have a hard cast Force of Will now. Yeah, I think this is worth cashing in the Invigorate to kill the fucking Grief. This is going to be a wash life point wise. And this leaves me open to being able to hardcast a Force of Will on anything too crazy. And now I should be live to multiple, whatchamacallits. This also allows me to just get them with, if this is going to be a Grief again, I can just fucking daze it. Wait, no, do not return an island. Cast it, there we go. Okay, so now I know my creatures are getting in. They're winning the damage race, but now this leaves all of my pump spells live. Lorien revealed. Is this worth, like, I'm drawing 3 cards if I do this. I feel like I've got to hit a blue card off of it, right? I probably should have done this pre-combat, but... I'd be very surprised if I don't hit a blue card for Force of Will off of this. I definitely did this in the wrong order. Okay. I hit a Berserk, that's good. And I did hit a blue card for Force of Will. I also think I am completely out of fetchables now. Opponent just had a land, that's good. I still need to get enough pump spells to be able to kill the opponent before they can kill me with their Voidwalker. Another Force of Will, that's not what I want. Like, I'm just going to attack with everything, because there's no point in not doing it. I've got 2 more draw steps to be able to find something here. Yeah, I need a pump spell. I draw a pump spell and I win. Oh my god. I'm going to be so fucking close and not get there. Like, I legit just need a pump spell, and I can win. This puts me to 1. I need a pump spell. Come on. Oh my god, I didn't draw a pump spell and I lost because of it. Oh my god. Wow. That is just unfortunate. Yeah, I just didn't draw a pump spell. God damn. Good game, opponent. Good game. I just couldn't draw a pump spell. Wow. Oh, what a disappointing way to go out. Oh! So what can we say about Infect with Legolas' quick reflexes? I mean, it really didn't come up much. I got the timing wrong to kind of pull the cute little, like, ping your Dragon Rage channeler. I should have done it in response to the Mishra's Bauble, but I was thinking I wanted to fizzle a removal spell with it instead, so that was on me. I was trying to think about protecting my creature more than killing the opponent's creature, and it wouldn't have mattered anyways that game, because the opponent had triple Dragon Rage Channeler, so I never had a shot to be able to kill him anyways. But overall, like, I still think this is not a great meta for Infect. It's definitely better than it was. Like, don't get me wrong, Legolas's quick reflexes and Embiggen are huge, huge improvements for the deck. But it still struggles against the top of the meta. Things such as scam decks, things such as the Delver decks. It still has to fight against all of the stuff that hates on X1s, which none of that has left the format at all. So it's still a struggle, but it's fun. It's a little bit better position than it was, in my opinion. That last game against Reanimator, where I literally could draw any pump spell and win the game, and my deck was just like, here's a land, here's a land, here's a Force of Will, here's a counter spell. I couldn't push it across the finish line, unfortunately, but oh well, the deck is fun. I still love Infect. I'll probably play it some more. I can't wait for Triumph of St. Catherine to finally get on MTGO. I've been seeing a couple of Bant lists popping up that have that as a sideboard card for being able to deal with grindy matchups, and I think it's absolutely phenomenal. Like, I think that is such a cool card, and I wish it was on Magic Online so I could give it a shot. But overall, I mean, this was a blast. It honestly felt stronger than I was expecting going into this. I honestly thought that it was just going to get its ass whooped because the meta is still so incredibly hostile to X1s. But Legolas's quick reflexes and Embiggen are definitely both huge, huge bonuses to the deck. The one downside of these cards is it does make the deck weaker to Chalice and Counterbalance effects, as you saw in that Delver matchup where Counterbalance just got us because they kept putting 1-drops on, because this increases the 1-drop count in your deck compared to what it used to be. So that is the one downside I found about this, but it was a ton of fun. If you like Infect, I would say it's tentatively back on the menu. I will definitely still be playing more of it, messing around with it, and I hope you all had fun. Hope you had a good time. I'll catch you all in the next video, and as always, stay salty. Thank you for watching the video. If you like what you saw, do me a favor, hit that like and the sub button below. They are both free ways to support my channel and support my content. Make sure while you're at it, you also go stop by and follow me on all the other socials to see what I'm doing outside of the world of Magic. If you really like what you see and you really want to support the channel, or you have a crazy deck list you want to see played here, stop by the Patreon, submit a donation deck list. Whether it's a deck you want to see me play, a challenge for something you want to see me build, or you just want to see me play whatever the hell I feel like playing that week, stop by there. It is just the price of a league to get your deck on video. As always, thank you for stopping by. I hope you all had fun, and as always, stay salty.